Hi, beautiful family. Stephanie here. I hope you're having the most wonderful, blissful, joyful days wherever you are in this time space reality. And I was feeling the divine inspiration to jump on here for a few moments and share some beautiful perspectives that I have gained over the last few years, especially in my own growth and ascension journey. And I wanted to share them with you because, again, I was feeling that divine inspiration that it will help others as well. And if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That's all right. So what I wanted to share specifically is regarding fear and opportunity. So fear has been a very interesting thing in my life, as it's been in all of our lifetimes, right? It's a very, very interesting emotion and experience because oftentimes, fear is related to traumatic experiences that we've had, and the fear in our body is generated when perhaps we feel like that may happen again, or fear can be generated from all the programs and everything that humanity has been bombarded with in our lifetimes, right? And whether that's news, whether that's, you name it, okay? So fear can come through in multiple ways. Fears also can be generated from seeing what someone else has experienced and then consequently not wanting that same thing to happen to you. So, fear's presented itself to me in my lifetime many, many times. Some of it was experiences that I've had. Some of it has been things that I've never experienced that I was just terrified of experiencing, right? I could go on and on. And what's so interesting about fear is one of the perspectives that I have gained over the last few years, especially with fear, is that fear is an opportunity to heal. And what I mean by that is when we come into this experience, into this human body, we bring with us, eons of, lifetimes of experiences of, our souls are infinite. And what I believe in my experience and perspective is that we also bring with us the imprints that need to be healed, the trauma, things like that. These imprints come with us in this lifetime to heal. And we are coded specifically to heal those things. And our soul helps us along our journey in this lifetime to heal those things, because that's what we're contracted to do, if you will. That's one way of explaining it. That's what we've agreed to do in this time-space reality, in this lifetime. And what I find so beautiful is, as these opportunities come up to face a fear, when we do that and when we realize, wait a minute, I'm still alive. I just did that. I faced a fear, I moved through it, and nothing happened that I thought would happen in a bad way, right? It's actually the opposite. We have exhilaration, we have, pride in what we've overcome. That's not a negative pride, in my opinion. When you're proud of yourself for moving through a very, very dense fear, a very dense emotion that you've carried, when you push past that, move through it, and you come out the other side, it is just such a beautiful gift. And so that's why I say, fear is an opportunity to grow. And now there's a difference between feeding the fear, because when we feed fear, we call to us more experiences that create that fear, right? We kind of become a magnet for that. That's how this universe works. That's how the law of attraction works. And so what I mean by fear equaling opportunity is, things come up every day and we may not necessarily be conscious of it, but sometimes they can creep up in the most sneaky ways, right? Or we're triggered. And when we're triggered, that fear comes up, right? So that's what I mean by fear being an opportunity, is when we fear, when we face this fear And, you know, instead of acting out from a lower frequency, a lower vibration, which is anger, which is, what's another lower, depression, anxiety, when we choose to stop feeding this fear, and when we choose to move through this fear, you know, what a gift, right? And so we're healing all of that stuff that's come up. And I'm not recommending to anybody to put yourself in a dangerous situation, by the way. I'm just speaking in terms of, like, for instance, I want to talk about something that's happened to, I shouldn't say happened to, something that has presented itself for me and my family over the last few years. So long story short, I grew up here in the desert, and never once did I ever see a scorpion. Not once. I mean, I was born and raised here. I moved away for a little while, and we moved back, but I moved back to a different part of the state. And what's so interesting about this is that where we moved, I have seen scorpions. And scorpions, by the way, I was deathly afraid of, okay? And spiders, I mean, very, very scared of, right? And so, you know, since moving into this house, I've seen probably 4 or 5 now. And not once was I stung. A couple of my family members were stung by one, but it was so mild that nothing came of it. We did have to go to the ER, but out of precaution. But nothing came of it, you know? And so these things that I'm afraid of have presented themselves, yet nothing catastrophic has happened. And it's been a lesson for me to face this fear for what it is. Now, a lot of times things like scorpions, spiders, animals in general, they bring messages with them. And over the last few years, it's very interesting that I've seen scorpions, because over the last few years, I've been going through an accelerated transformation journey within my own spiritual journey and process. And I've seen so many scorpions. So, you know, I face this fear. I mean, I don't kill them. I don't squish them. My family and I actually, we don't use any pesticides, like harmful pesticides anymore. I've switched to a natural pesticide now because for my own personal reasons, but no judgment to anybody that's doing that. But that's just the choice that I have decided to make for my family. And, you know, we've taken precautionary steps as well to make sure our house is sealed off, because I definitely don't want, you know, the energy of an open door, like, sure, come on in my house, you know, but because they're scorpions, right? And they happen to be very poisonous where I live. So anyway, not long story short, so these situations have presented themselves to me to face, to move through, and now I'm not scared of them, really. I mean, yeah, do I love seeing them? No, I don't, but I appreciate them. I honor them for being a part of this planet. And, you know, many times I've been shown how protected we are. You know, the fact that my family members weren't seriously injured. The last time I saw one, my cat had gotten it before it could do anything. Not that it probably was planning to do anything, but, you know, it's just, wow, you know, just we're so protected. And so I trust the universe. I trust this process. And over time, I've become much less fearful of it. Same with spiders. You know, I used to be deathly afraid of spiders, and sometimes these can be past life traumas, you know, that's a whole other topic. But it's just a beautiful thing how our soul presents us with these opportunities to face our fears. And we have a choice, right? We either face it and move through it with ease and grace and learn the lesson from it, or it keeps cropping up until you really understand the lesson, or understand, whichever you prefer to say, you know, and it's not a punishment. It's not a, you know, you're just not getting it right. You know, it's not that kind of energy. It's just like, you know, these are opportunities. That's why I say opportunities, because everything that comes up for us as a challenge, no matter how scary it seems, you know, I promise you, we're never given anything that we can't handle, number one. And our soul has our back, right? Like our soul is just wanting us to achieve these things that we set out to do. So, you know, face these fears. You know, the more you do it, the more you move past your discomfort and look for the lesson in what's presenting itself to you. You will start to appreciate these opportunities more and more, and you will come out the other side exhilarated, you know, more self-confidence built in yourself, and you know, you start to see truly, you know, your full capacity. And I just love these topics because we are so powerful and so strong, you know, and the more we tap into our true power inside and embrace, you know, these challenges that come up for us, the stronger and you know, more accelerated things are going to get. And you know, it's a wonderful thing. So, you know, look at fear as an opportunity for growth and move through it with ease and grace. You know, don't resist it. Resistance actually causes more heartache and suffering. So don't resist it. Just face it. Look at it for what it is. Even if you don't know what it means right away, take a step back and ask your higher aspects, your higher self, whichever label you want to put on it. Ask your soul for the clarity on what this message means for you, you know, what this lesson is for you, and it will come. You know, you just have to be open to it. So that's my message for today. So I love you all so much, and I hope this was helpful. It's helped me immensely, you know, and it's helped me not allow myself to be controlled by fear, and to see it for what it is, right? You know, even the last few years, especially all the things that have been thrown our way, you know, what a gift to an opportunity to grow as much as we have through this incredible journey that we're all on, you know, on Mother Gaia. So thank you again for being here and for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this. I love you all so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.